Hi, Ray Moran with the V20, here today with PJ Patel, co-CEO of Valuation Research Corporation, one of the leading members of the Valuation Research Group, their global affiliate, which includes RBSA in India. PJ, for the audience, they might not know as much yet about VRG. Would you mind giving us an overview of them?
Yeah, thanks, Ray, and pleasure to be here. So VRG, Valuation Research Group, is the international affiliate group of Valuation Research Corp. And VRG, we've got 13 member firms, 1,500 valuation people around the world. We literally cover the world, the Americas, Europe, Asia, Australia. And as you know, today, the world is converging. There's lots of valuation needs that cross borders, cross continents, and so VRG allows us to effectively provide services to our clients.
And that's why we're excited to have you with us at the V20 because of your global perspective as well as knowledge of U.S. issues and working with U.S. regulators. But back to the V20, PJ, you're also attending as the ASA's representative. ASA has been a tremendous supporter of V20. Would you mind giving an overview of the ASA and in particular, their accredited member designation?
Yeah, so ASA is a BPO, Valuation Professional Organization. And although it really does have a global reach and it's a name and a BPO that's thought about throughout the world. The two designations that you talked about, AM and ASA, historically AM was sort of the junior member and ASA was the senior member. But today I think they really fill two different needs in the marketplace. AM or accredited member, I think, for us and, BRC and BRG doing a lot of financial reporting work, the AM designation really fits the needs of our people in terms of the amount of effort that you need to put in to get the designation, but also maybe not necessarily all the bells and whistles associated with the senior or the ASA designation. Look, I'd also say, Ray, for me, ASA has been a great vehicle over my career. I mean, I've been doing this for over 25 years, and early on, it provided some great education and, the courses to get the ASA dezegration. And then as I moved on in my career, the local chapters, I think you were a member of the Princeton chapter back in the day.
Yes.
I presented there and sort of got the reps, I would say, to then take on, presenting at bigger conferences. And today, look, I still am active. I'll be at the international conference in New Orleans in a few weeks and part of the BBC and the network that you have there, and also the ability to give back to the profession. And that's a big part of it as well. So for me, it's really been a phenomenal vehicle over my career to support me with whatever I needed, whether it's education, networking, giving back today. It's just, it's been great.
And in particular, the ASA has made great efforts to streamline that designation process to make it easier, which is of interest, of course, to members outside the U.S., particularly in India. But
I just, I'll just add on that, Ray. I mean, I think, look, there's a lot of different valuation purposes for different valuations that we all do. And so I think ASA has adapted to that. And it's a difficult designation to get. And there is a lot of rigor involved in that. But at the same time, the market, sort of dictates, what's required there as well.
Exactly. And PJ, you're also chair of the Appraisal Issues Task Force, which has become very active in the sense of working with key U.S. regulators like the FASB, SEC, and others, and particularly with leading members of the valuation profession in the U.S. it might not be as well known outside the US. Can you give us a bit of an overview of the AITF?
Yeah, so the AITF was started by my late colleague Al King over 20 years ago. And really it was at the request of the FASB and the SEC to say, okay, get a bunch of the valuation people in the room together and you guys figure out how to solve valuation issues together collaboratively. Of course, the group has evolved over time. I've been chairing the group for about 10 years, and my thought process is just get all the stakeholders in the room together and let's discuss the issues. So as you pointed out, the FASB, the SEC, the PCOB, CFA Institute, IBSC, they're all active, as well as, probably, at any given meeting, anywhere from 50 to 100 valuation people from not only the US, but other parts of the world that join. And, again, we just try to bring out the issues. Let's talk about them. It's a roundtable, relatively informal format. I'd like to think that as a result of that, we're able to flush out some of the issues that surround valuation for financial reporting. That's really what we're trying to do.
I agree. I think communication with the regulators has really made for better valuation reports and an easier process for everybody, as well as for investors. PJ, my favorite question has become asking people that we talk to when they first heard about some of the ambitious goals of the V20. What was your first reaction to it?
Yeah, very intrigued, right? I mean, it's, look, there's a number of elements to this. I mean, first of all, the attachment to the G20 and having this meeting shortly thereafter is interesting. For me personally, I'm of Indian origin. My parents were born in India, and I just happened to be also planning a trip to be in India as part of VRG's annual global partner meeting. And so the stars sort of aligned that okay, this meeting is happening. I'm going to be in India. It would be great to be able to connect with the participants there. So very interesting, and I'm looking forward to meeting a lot of the people there and the attendees, the panelists, and that sort.
And we're also very happy that your colleagues from the VRG, including Chris Mellon and Peter Ott from Canada, as well as Rajiv Shah from RBSA, will also participate and speak. So we're quite excited about that. PJ, thank you so much for the interview. I know this will help inform people over what we're doing, and we're excited to see you there. Thank you.
Thanks, Ray.